same effects, but it would have a lot less cost, and it would be a lot less dangerous, and we would probably lose a lot less lives than we currently do if we would go into a war situation, as in Iraq, or maybe going into similar to Afghanistan, having to go inside the country and use search and destroy tactics to try to find each individual terrorist organization and destroy them. But that would cost a lot of money, and we would not be certain for how long we would have to stay inside of Pakistan or in that general region in order to capture these military operations. And also, one of the alternatives is giving money directly to Pakistan to give the ISI the civilian control and have them work with us cooperatively to capture some of these organizations. Because in the past, the ISI was not as cooperative as possibly could be, but the civilian government showed that they wanted to work with the United States and India to some extent to catch a lot of these terrorists. The ISI is not powered by the civilian government currently, and very militaristic and anti-India opposition. This is by the Associated Press, and that also any direct conflict with Pakistan could also hurt, okay, never mind. Limits on the money that we would give to Pakistan would have its limits. As in before, under the Bush administration, there was money that were supposedly given blank checks. About $14 billion was given to them, and it did not have any limit which they could spend on anything in the military, basically. But they turned that money around and used it for anti-India campaigns, and this was a flaw. But we can make these changes, and we can make a diplomatic resolution that help fix these problems without having a direct conflict. Also, education would be a key issue, because if we can help bring up Pakistan's civilian utilities, that they won't have to rely on madrasas, which help support terrorism, and also the civilian government would also be they would like us more, and they would be more willing to cooperate with us. Also, I would like to say that...
Thank you. Your time is up. I'm going to give you the 10-second warning from now on. Sorry about that. The other side can start now.
Okay. Hi guys, my name is Astha, and I'm debating on the pro side that India should go to war with Pakistan. Pakistan, if you guys know from the information the contact gave you, that it has madrasas in Pakistan, and it's a threat to the entire world. So this doesn't only affect India, it affects the entire world. So this is why you guys should pay attention, because it affects each and every one of you guys. And so we have to stop the madrasas. And war is one of the ways to go and approach to stop those madrasas. And I think it's the best option, because it will definitely weaken the terrorism there, and it will maybe even eliminate it. And if the Prime Minister in Pakistan doesn't have the right mindset to take down these madrasas, we, the world powers of the superpowers of the world, have to take it down, as well as India, because madrasas are against humanity. And the only language that terrorists understand is terrorism. And we have to, terrorists understand, we have to fight terror, with murder, with bullet with bullet. Eye for an eye. That's what we have to do, and that's why we want to go to war. And we want to use the U.S. as an example, because after 9/11, the U.S. took immediate action against terrorism. And as a result, not even a small incident occurred in the U.S., like a cracker explosion or something. Everything was well regulated. India should take this as a cue to target Pakistan and get the madrasas to an all-time low. India has proven that the government of Pakistan was involved in the Mumbai attacks. If we sit idle, they will keep on attacking us, not India, as well as other countries in Europe, maybe even U.S. So if we don't take action now, we're just showing the terrorists that, all right, we're wimps, and we can't handle this. And so we need to fight back starting now. And I think if we wait longer, then it will just continue and increase the majority of the terrorism around the world. The bomb, huh? Oh. Okay, India should not, I don't think it should wage open war, but it should use covert tactics and special operation forces with the U.S., Israel, and Russia, because those are surrounding Pakistan. It will help them come in and surround and isolate Pakistan so the terrorists can stay within the boundaries. And then we need to, because we've been working, India has been working with Pakistan to try to work out a solution, but they have done minimum stuff. The amount of stuff is when you guys put a time pressure on them, give them a time limit.
Thank you. Your turn, Francis.
All right, first, you talked a lot about madrasas, but actually you didn't really, if I heard right, you didn't really define what madrasas are. Madrasas are basically religious schools that promote, not only teach the regular education, but also sometimes radical Islam. The problem with the United States hunting for terrorists in Pakistan because of the madrasas is that the madrasas help educate a lot of the poor in rural Pakistan. A head madrasa leader, according to an interview from MSNBC, stated that the madrasas teach the students a lot better than the government does. So what you see is if we're going to go into hunt terrorists in Pakistan, what you see is the regular people are not going to like it. They like how the madrasas are giving the education better than the government. So basically, if we go into Pakistan, you're going to see a Vietnam situation. Let me put it this way, okay? So if you're going to go to Pakistan, some people are going to be, let's say, fighting for the madrasas because they taught them everything they need to know. So you're not going to see a lot of people supporting our cause, okay? What else is there? Also, there's a lot of risk in going to Pakistan and hunting for terrorists. One of the problems is that we're going to increase a lot of division. Okay, there's the ISI and the military and the civilian government. Okay, the civilian government wants to get rid of terrorism. The ISI and military, we don't know what their agenda is. Currently in the Pakistani constitution, the ISI, which is the CIA of, the CIA of Pakistan, is supposed to report to the Prime Minister or the civilian government, but instead it actually reports to the military government. So basically, if we enter, what? Oh, okay. So if we enter Pakistan, what you'll see is more division because the military.
Thank you. Your turn.
Okay, so I just want to address earlier when Daniel was talking about we should give money to the ISI. And the ISI has a history of not going with the Prime Minister, like Francis said. And they have funded Taliban for Taliban operations and providing diplomatic support as the Taliban's virtual emissary support. And yeah, if you're telling them to just give more money to them, and what's going to stop them from funding more terrorism and for future attacks? And for the madrasas, sure that madrasas are religious schools basically, but that doesn't stop them from teaching terrorism to their students. The word Taliban itself means students. Talib being the singular form of student, and that and according to the Economist article, School for Terror, a small number of the madrasas are supposed to provide military training, which gives inspiration to European extremists or of South Asian descent. And this happened in July 7, 2005, during the London bombing. People were believed that they had visited a Pakistani madrasa at some time of their life. And yeah, and a top scientist by the name of Dr. Khan recently revealed that he was selling nuclear technologies to Iran, North Korea, and Libya. These are all fairly unstable countries, and as we saw in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, these nuclear weapons could kill a lot of people. And I'm pretty sure we could agree that these are all bad.
Thank you. Your turn. This is the last session, and then we'll have some Q&A, so you're the last one.
First of all, I would like to respond to what Tim was saying. He was saying that madrasas are bad